What's going on, Lead Gen Beasts? Matt Torshaw here, Leads for Locals. In this video, I'm going to be doing an in-depth review of WeConnect, how it works, and why I believe it is the absolute most powerful automated LinkedIn lead generation tool on the market, hands down. If you are looking to get more leads from LinkedIn, this is absolutely the tool for you. It's incredibly easy to use, very, very powerful, super cost effective. Does everything from automatic connection requests to follow-up messages. There's a mini LinkedIn CRM that I'm going to show you how to use. You can extract profile data if you want to run Facebook retargeting ads, all that stuff. So I'm going to show you how all of that works in this video. Let's get into it. All right, guys, let's dive into WeConnect and how you can use it to crush it on LinkedIn. It is so awesome for LinkedIn lead generation, for automating that outreach process, and great for building a referral network. So I'm going to walk you through how to use WeConnect. There will be a 2-week free trial in the description if you're interested. I do appreciate the support. It is an affiliate link. If you do go through my affiliate link, I'll have a link also in the description. You can send the email address that you use, and I will send you my LinkedIn outreach scripts that I use for building a referral network for my clients and myself, as well as direct outreach to prospects. So that should help you get a good start on your LinkedIn lead generation there. All right. So, but basically, WeConnect is a cloud-based automated LinkedIn tool that you log into. So it's not an extension that you have to have open all the time. You could literally turn your computer off. As long as you're logged in to LinkedIn, then it will continue to run your campaign. So I'm going to show you how to create a campaign here in just a second. You're going to see the power of this. What I also love about it too is it's kind of like a mini LinkedIn CRM as well. So one of the problems with LinkedIn, like with the messages, it's like there's almost no way to stay organized with your conversation. So an issue that I had long before I found tools like WeConnect was, if I had a conversation with somebody, if I ever got a good response from somebody, I would respond right away. But then maybe they didn't respond for 3, 4, 5 days because people aren't on LinkedIn all the time. Well, now you have to scroll through all of the freaking messages to try and find all the people that you need to follow up with. WeConnect completely solves that problem. It is with this messaging tab. So we'll start with the dashboard here, and we'll get into that in a second. But those are just some of the things that I absolutely love about WeConnect. It is safe as well because it limits the number of connection requests that it sends out for you, as well as the follow-up messages. So your profile is safe. It's a question I get from clients a lot when we're starting up any type of LinkedIn lead generation campaign. WeConnect does a fantastic job of keeping your profile safe and mimicking that human behavior, basically, that would exist on LinkedIn. The only thing is, again, you have to stay logged in. You might see a pop-up here in a second because I regularly log in and out of my LinkedIn profile because I have clients that I work with. So what I found is that anytime you log out of LinkedIn, it disconnects from WeConnect. So that's really the only thing. But anyways, you do have to have at least 100 connections in order to start using WeConnect, and it will tell you that if you have under 100, it will not let you launch a campaign. So you need to have at least 100. All right, this is the dashboard. For some reason, it just updated here. It might be because I just logged back into LinkedIn. But anyways, right here at the on the dashboard here, you can see exactly how your campaign is performing, how many connection requests have been sent, how many people have accepted them, how many people have replied. It was 34. It just went to 0, I think, because the campaign just started up again. But anyways, at a glance, you can see how your campaigns are performing. Also, if you go right here, this is the campaign manager. This little message button. You can also see the performance right here, the different campaigns that you're running. So you can see here 3% have connected, which that's kind of low. I usually go for at least 10 to 20%, but every industry is different. And also what I tell people is that it takes a couple of weeks for the campaign to really get some momentum, for people to see your connection requests, accept them, and then see your follow-up messages, right? But if you give it a couple of weeks, that's when the replies really start to come in. And you can see here I've had 36 replies out of 39 connections. I mean, that's pretty, the replies I'll take. You really want both. You want a high connection rate and a high reply rate, but 36 potential new leads is obviously not every reply is going to be positive, but a good majority of them are people who are interested in what I'm offering, whether it's Like basically I lead with value where I'm offering a piece of content to them, and then I ask them a question about their lead generation. That's how I start it. So people are interested in that piece of content. They're interested in having a conversation, book an appointment, all that good stuff, right? So it works really, really well. All right, let me take you over to we'll finish up the dashboard here really quick. It's pretty basic stuff. You know, it shows you who's viewed your profile, recent activities. You can message or connect right here immediately. Right from the dashboard. That's why I was saying this thing it's like a mini LinkedIn CRM. It's freaking awesome. Anyways, though, I wanted to show you the messaging tab here really quick, because in addition to automating your LinkedIn outreach and your lead generation here, this is fantastic for organizing, like keeping your conversations organized. It's so awesome. All right, so let's click on this conversation right here. I'll show you what this looks like. All right, so we sent out our connection request. Okay, so we connected, looks like 3 hours ago. And basically, I have my campaign set up to once I connect with somebody, 1 day later, it starts my follow-up sequence, and I'll show you that in a second. But you know, we can click on the LinkedIn option or button right there. It'll open up their LinkedIn profile if you want to go check out their profile or whatever it is. It's easy access to that, and also it has any contact information that they have on their LinkedIn profile, guys. This is super powerful, because the other thing that WeConnect allows you to do is connect with Zapier. So you can extract all of this contact information from the profile into a Google Sheet, which you can then do all kinds of amazing things with that data. Obviously not spamming or anything like that, because these aren't people who have logged or opted in. But you know, if they have their email address on their profile, why wouldn't you be able to send them an email saying, hey, we just connected on LinkedIn, figured I'd send you an email as well, just in case you're not on LinkedIn very often. You know, this is my, you know, your intro, whatever. You know, when's a good time for an intro call? Today at this time or tomorrow at that time? Any of those work for you? Something like that, right? I also have a client that did really well building a referral network for his credit repair business, who would call realtors who had their phone number. Like, he wouldn't even wait for the follow-up messages to go out. He would just call them and say, hey, we just connected on LinkedIn about potentially partnering up with some credit repair stuff. Do you have a couple minutes? Whatever. And he was just absolutely crushing it with that, right? So it has all their contact information displayed here. You can leave notes, any specific, like if you want to keep track of the conversation that you're having, whatever the case might be, you can add notes right here as well. Tags, this is one of the more powerful parts of this messaging platform, is you can add tags, but they also have some pre-made ones here where if you click the three dots here, you can mark them as a lead or a follow-up. For me, this was this was a game changer for me, because again, it was so hard keeping track of conversations. But if I mark this person as a follow-up, okay, and then maybe let's say, like, I don't know, once a week, twice a week, whatever you want to follow up with people who gave you a good response. You responded, but they haven't responded again. You want to make sure that conversation continues. Well, if we click the button right here, and where it says follow-ups, you click follow-ups, and all of the conversations that you have tagged as a follow-up will appear right here. So you no longer do you have to scroll all the way through your conversations in order to find those people to try and follow up with them. You can just organize them like this. For me, this is probably one of the most powerful aspects of WeConnect, because it really helps you organize your conversations. All right. So that's the messaging platform. And obviously you can message people right here from the platform, because WeConnect is connected directly to your LinkedIn profile. So there's really no other reason to go on LinkedIn other than to make a post, which I do recommend in addition to your LinkedIn lead generation, or your outreach, because your new connections will seed your posts, and it's a great way to generate more leads. I've done, you get engagement, you get comments, people are interested. If you're providing really valuable content to them, it can work really well. All right, so that's the messaging platform. I wanted to show you that. Now, let me show you how easy it is to create a campaign. Guys, you can literally have a LinkedIn campaign up and running in 24 hours. It's freaking ridiculous how easy this is. Now, you don't necessarily have to have Sales Navigator for this. I do recommend it though, because LinkedIn Sales Navigator is just an unbelievably powerful targeting tool for LinkedIn. And for me, it's so worth the $80 a month. Plus you get a 30-day free trial to it if you've never used it. And actually, let me start with that because I always start with building my list first. I'm not going to go into building a list in Sales Navigator at the moment. I want to show you how to use WeConnect here, but basically, so this third option down here, this little folder, this is where you add your list. Okay, so let's say you make your list in Sales Navigator. What you're going to do is once you have the list, okay, and you've cleaned it up, you're going to grab the URL for that list, and you're just going to click Add List here. All right, you're going to paste that URL in. You check second and third degree connections. You paste that in, you search it. It'll take roughly 60, 90 seconds, maybe 2 minutes, whatever, to populate the list or to identify the URL, I should say. You save it. It does take roughly 24 hours for the entire list to be brought in, and it maxes out around like 2,500 people, which is plenty for a LinkedIn outreach campaign. But yeah, I mean, it's really freaking easy to put your list in here. Now, once you do, we can go back to Campaign Manager. We're going to create a new campaign here. And this, again, one of the things I love about WeConnect, it's so easy to create a campaign, especially if you already know what you're going to say in your campaign. All right, so enter a campaign name here. Test. Let's see. Select. We're going to do invite new connections. There's also a lot of different things that you can do with WeConnect. It's freaking awesome. I haven't messed around with these options just yet. I will later on, but for our purposes, for direct outreach on LinkedIn, we're going to do invite new connections. Select prospects. You're going to select the list that you just imported using Sales Navigator, that you just pasted in and you saved. All right, so you click save and continue. This is where next, this is where we put our messages. All right, this is our connection message. All right, you can also personalize it. Push the little button here, first name. It has a fallback. I never really use it because I find that most people have their name in their profile. So it would just be like if their first name for whatever reason was not in their profile, you could say hi there or whatever. It would replace the first name with there, whatever. Most people have their first name. Anyways, we're going to add a step. This is where, again, a huge, just insanely powerful part of WeConnect is not only does it send automated connection requests out for you, once people connect with you, it will send automatic follow-up messages spread out over a certain period of time determined by you to start that conversation. And yes, it is smart enough to stop the automation if somebody replies. So it turns off the campaign once there's a reply, and obviously you take over the conversation from there. You can resume the sequence. There is an option to do that, but I don't usually recommend that. But it sends these follow-up messages. So basically you're able to, I usually spread it out over about 3 weeks. You're able to send messages to potential prospects to try and start the conversation without any manual labor. That's what I love about WeConnect. All right, so follow-up. So I usually do 1 day after connection. All right, and then you send your follow-up message. And again, if you go through my link with WeConnect, I'll send you my scripts that I use for LinkedIn. They work. They work pretty well. Obviously, as you see, we got some decent replies. Anyways, first follow-up 1 day after connection. All right, next. I usually do 4 follow-ups. So we have 1 connection request message, the personalized note. And then we have 4 follow-up messages. That's usually plenty. You don't really need to do any more than that. If they're not replying to you after 3 weeks of sending the messages, we don't want to be a pest. We don't want to piss people off. All right, so follow-up 2, I'll usually do 4 days if no reply. All right, we'll do our message there. Add step. The third follow-up, I'll usually do 8 days if no reply. Okay, and then finally, 4th follow-up, I usually do 12 days. And this is if no reply, okay? So 12, 8, that's 20 days, that's 24 days. 20, so we got about 25 days, well, a 25-day time frame. We're not sending messages every single day, but over the span of just about 3.5 weeks, we're sending follow-up messages, trying to start a conversation with people. It's super powerful. All right, so once you have that, save and continue. This is where you have your limit. They recently just updated this to a max of 150. I haven't messed around with that. I usually max it at 100, 90 to 100. That's it. If you haven't been active on LinkedIn for a long time, I would do less than that to start. And then maybe in 4 or 5 days, bump it up. That's fine. But yeah, see right here, it says safe up to 100. I don't know if mine maybe hasn't been updated, but I got an email from them the other day saying that they increased this to 150 per day. I would just keep it at 100, guys, just to be safe. So you change this to 100. I always make sure to change the schedule time. I do add Saturday and Sundays here. All right, click save and then close. Just because you want as many opportunities as possible. So for me it doesn't make sense to not send on Saturdays and Sundays. All right, so and that's it. Our campaign's done. You can click send campaign. Again, you might need some time for the list to populate. That does take a few hours. But that's it. We literally just created a campaign. If you already know what you want to say to your prospects, again, you can have this up and running in 24 hours. So maybe not even that. Right now, obviously, too, you want to make sure that your LinkedIn profile is optimized. You have a good a profile picture, a good cover photo. Make sure your profile speaks to the problem and solution of your audience. What problem do you solve for your audience? Don't talk about how amazing you are. I know you're amazing, but they don't care about that. Okay, they want to know what it is that you can do for them. So obviously, we want to make sure that our LinkedIn profile is set up too. Now, one last part of my WeConnect review that I absolutely love. It's so freaking awesome. And it's like for $49 a month after your 2-week free trial, like this is just a no brainer. I've used tools that cost thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars every month to like $1,000 up front, then hundreds of dollars a month after that to do half of what WeConnect can do. Right. So here's the other thing. We're going to click on the settings button. As that's coming up too. No, we'll delete it for now. WeConnect also will withdraw pending connections if they reach a certain time frame. I have it set at 30 days. Why did it go to my campaign manager? Let's try that again. Oh, it's probably because I had to cancel it first. So WeConnect will withdraw your pending invitations, account settings. Yes, right here, auto withdrawal enabled. You do want to make sure this is turned on because LinkedIn does not like having you, hundreds and hundreds of invitations pending for months on end. Like it just doesn't look good. It makes it look like it's automated. So WeConnect will automatically withdraw connection requests after 30 days or 45. I mean, you could choose how many you want, but you just click edit. I stick with 30 days. And then you save. That's it, right? But here's the other thing: API and integrations, guys. This is just awesome. I remember the first time that this happened to me, where someone connected with me on LinkedIn. I replied. We had minor conversation back and forth, and then literally 2 days later, I start seeing him and his offer all over the freaking internet, and I was just blown away. I'm like, I never opted into this guy's list, or I never visited his website. All I did was connect with him on LinkedIn. How on earth is he doing this? This is insane. Because basically what this allows you to do is create retargeting campaigns and so many other things, but retargeting campaigns on Facebook, across Google, Google AdWords, or we typically use AdRoll. But you can create these campaigns specifically just to your LinkedIn connections. Like, the heck with trying to figure out what interest to target and all that other stuff. What if, over a period of 3 months, you're connecting with all of your ideal prospects and you're building that custom audience, of just your LinkedIn connections and then running an ad to them. That's what this allows you to do is you can create a new webhook here. All right. And I'll show you guys how to do this really quick. Why not? All right. Because it's so freaking powerful, and it took me forever to figure out how to do this. And I figured out how to do it before WeConnect, but WeConnect makes it so easy to set this up. And basically what this is doing, guys, is you're connecting WeConnect to Zapier. And what it's going to do is it's going to automatically, again, like I said earlier, extract the profile data, the contact information in the profile. So the name, email, phone number, those are the main things you want. It's going to extract that. You can put it into a Google Sheet and then create Facebook custom audiences, create automated email campaigns if you want, put people into a master CRM, whatever it is. It's so awesome. So to do that, you're going to log into Zapier. You're going to make a Zap. And actually, I already have a Zap made for this, a test one for a training that I did using LinkedIn lead generation. So let me actually walk you through that. So we're in Zapier. Let's go to my Zap. So you would make a Zap, but I'm just going to edit mine that I already have here, just for time's sake. Assuming Zapier feels like loading today. My goodness. Okay, so you're going to need 2 of these, all right? So you'll notice here, let's cancel this. All right, we have 2. So you want, well, I guess you don't have to, but I recommend it. Having one for your connections and replies. It's basically the same thing. You just need a different webhook URL. That's it. All right, so without getting too technical, we're in Zapier. All right, this one's for our connections. Your trigger, you want to be webhooks by Zapier. All right, webhooks by Zapier and catch hook. Don't ask me what any of that means. I have no freaking clue. The only thing I know is that it connects WeConnect to Zapier and extracts the profile data. That's all I care about. All right, hit continue. All right, you're going to set up your trigger. All right, this is, you're just copy and pasting here, guys. You're going to copy this webhook URL. All right, you come into WeConnect, you click create new webhook. You name it. So test, I'll just do this, test connections. And then you paste the URL in. And then your first one you want to do when a contact is connected. All right, hit save. And then we're going to open it up. Let's give it a second to populate. There it is. All right, it's at the top there. All right, and then you click on edit and then click send sample. That's going to send dummy profile data to Zapier so that all of this works, okay? All right, you test the trigger. It's basically why we just sent the sample. All right, you test it. All right, and all this dummy data comes up. That's what you want. And then from there, you just do what you normally would with Zapier. And these, so like in this one, I have a Google spreadsheet set up. So my Google Sheet, I have your first name, first name, last name, email, phone number, industry, title. Like you can extract all that stuff. So if I open this up, and hopefully you guys know how to create a Google Sheet. Google Sheet's really easy. Go to Google Drive, create a new sheet. You want the columns to be named individually, like all the data that you're extracting. So choose app and event. It's going to be a Google Sheet. Choose account. That's basically, you're just going to log into your Google account. Setup action is going to be create a spreadsheet row. To choose app and event, it's create spreadsheet row. So I'll show you that really quick. Okay, Google Sheets, create spreadsheet row. All right, sign into your account, setup action. All right, this is basically where, so you're going to choose the spreadsheet that you just made. The worksheet is the one at the bottom. Connection, you want one for connections and replies. And then you just map the data here. First name, you're going to show all options right there. There's a first name, last name, phone, company. Any data that you want to extract from the profile, you create a column inside of your Google Sheet, and then you just map the data accordingly, right? Like all of these right here are columns inside of my Google Sheet: company, title, industry, location, campaign, yada, 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 right? And you just map this data here. So industry inside of my Google Sheet, I just find industry right here, right there, marketing, okay? So it's pretty easy to do. You're just mapping data. And then from there, you can create automated email campaigns. Another thing you can do is if you want to do that retargeting thing on Facebook, we can add another app event here. If we click on, so type in Facebook. You can see it right here, but if we do a search for it, Facebook custom audiences. So if you have a custom audience made inside, which you'll need a custom audience created inside of your ads manager in order to do this. But choose event, we're going to add email to a custom audience, guys. So not only are you able to set up these retargeting campaigns, it's going to automatically update the audience for as long as the campaign is running. That's what this Zap is basically going to do. Anytime somebody's added to your Google Sheet. So here's how it would work. Someone connects with you on LinkedIn. When you have this set up, Zapier is going to extract the contact information, the email address, phone number, if there is one, and it's going to put that into a Google Sheet. From there, it's going to take that Google Sheet and it's going to that email, and it's going to add it to your custom audience inside of Facebook, so that you can run highly targeted ads just to your prospects on LinkedIn. That's it, or your connections on LinkedIn. I'm sorry. So no more worrying about interest targeting and how do I find my my audience on Facebook or whatever. No, just connect with people on LinkedIn, get the Zap set up, and it's going to add their email address to the custom audience inside of Facebook. It's ridiculous. Absolutely insane. You will need to log into your Facebook account, obviously. All right. So I know this was kind of like a 30,000 foot overview on how to do this, but the other steps for this, guys, is pretty simple. You're going to choose your ad account. Again, you already have to have that custom audience made. You can look that up on YouTube on how to create a custom audience. It's not hard. And then you choose the email address. So you can choose it from the Google Sheet. It doesn't really matter. And then that's it. Make sure your Zap is turned on, and that's how you extract profile data, put it into a sheet, put it into a custom audience if you want, an automated email campaign, all that stuff, right? So super, super powerful. So that's how you do that, guys. Let's see, anything else? I think that's it. That is my WeConnect review. I hope it wasn't too much. I hope it was thorough enough to, show you how freaking powerful this is. And, you can make a decision on whether or not this is what you're looking for your LinkedIn lead generation. So anyways, guys, would appreciate it if this video was helpful. Give this video a like. It does help the algorithm. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions about WeConnect, anything that maybe I missed or you want me to expand on, whatever. I'm totally cool with that. And make sure you subscribe because I come out with this stuff all the time. We're constantly testing new pieces of software, new lead generation strategies, new lead conversion strategies, all that good stuff. And WeConnect is just one of the awesome tools that we use for it. So I appreciate your time, guys. I hope you guys are crushing it, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.